What's going on, YouTube? It's Nickelodeon. I'm going to do a recap of Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 13. Before I get started, I'm going to say thank y'all so much for watching my videos and showing that support. Love y'all so much. Y'all, my ride or die squad. Make sure that you hit that like and subscribe. Thank y'all so much. So, the episode is called Hot Tea with a Side of Cookies, and I think the titles are very funny and very fitting for the show. The episode started off with a brunch, and Cynthia, Kenya, Eva, Tanya was present. Tanya and Kenya pretty much got into it about the whole wig thing. You know, it was no secret that Kenya wore a wig. Everybody had talked about how her part was crooked and things like that. So Kenya had pretty much been lying the whole time. Kenya's a miserable lady, in my opinion, and I think that, you know, she's pretty much just letting that show. You know, her relationship is rocky and she's unhappy, and that's kind of spilling out on how she interacts with everyone else. So that's no surprise to me that she would pick Tanya to be mean towards, because she's probably jealous of Tanya's happiness and things like that. So, you know, she invited the cookie lady to the brunch. The cookie lady was being very sloppy, very messy, talking about how her husband had hit on her, and she's like, "Girl, it didn't go no far because I didn't want it to go no far, no further." And Tanya was pretty much dismissing it. And I'm looking at it like Tanya pretty much was saying, you know, I'm not going to make this a big thing, and I'm not going to let these shady ladies get under my skin, you know. I'm pretty sure if she had any concerns, her and Paul is going to talk about it off camera on the side. But at that moment, she wasn't letting none of them ladies see her sweat. And she was pretty much saying, hey, look, it was nothing. Dismissed it. And that was that. You know, Cynthia, I think, is catching on to how Kenya is pretty much being mean and being shady for no apparent reason. She threw her under the bus by trying to say that Kenya threw her under the bus by saying that she started the whole drama with the cookie lady and her husband, and Cynthia was quick to clear that up, saying that that wasn't her intention. She was pretty much just trying to make Tanya aware. So she dismissed herself from that brunch and left. And I was like, good for you, Cynthia. Finally, you're starting to see. So right after that, Cynthia goes to visit her new fiance, Mike. And, you know, they're working on having a blended family. And Mike, she was very happy to see Mike. And to me, now I understand why they were joking and calling Cynthia thirsty, because Cynthia was real thirsty when Mike answered that door. She was jumping all over Mike and everything like that. So I'm thinking that, girl, pump your brakes. Like, some things need to be, you know, kept secret. Like, you don't need to let him know everything about how you feel about him. You know, like, keep things slowly, you know, work things slowly. Mike does have a lot of girlfriends that raises some red flags, you know, and Cynthia later on going to see what's up with that. There is some information going around in the web that Mike has cheated, apparently. Has cheated. So I don't know how true that is. That didn't come out in the episode, but, you know, be on the lookout for that. Um, I got some notes right here, y'all. Sorry about that. Eva is changing baby Marley, her oldest daughter, changing her last name to Sterling, like the silver. I think it's very cute and very great step in starting that blended family. And she's very excited about it and emotional about it. You know, it was a situation that happened to me, actually, where I had to change my oldest last name, and it wasn't because he's not my husband's son. He is my husband's biological son, but during the time of birth, maybe I was drugged up on the the pain they give you for the labor or whatever. I'm not sure, but when I filled out his birth certificate, I accidentally put my last name, and I was supposed to put his last name, and that was a very costly mistake. But we did fix it, and we did go to court. So I understand how important that is to make sure that you know your kid has their father's last name. So I felt Eva on that. Eva was very emotional and tearing up and crying on the way to court and stuff like that. Nene is MIA in this episode, and there is good reason behind that. There's things going around in the internet about how Nene is mad at Kenya because she is losing her Bravo paycheck. I believe she makes like 24,000 an episode, and what's happening is when Bravo wants to film Kenya for an event, they don't invite Nene because they don't want the fighting and they don't want the drama. So because of Kenya being on the show, Nene is losing her coins. So Nene is pissed about it, and she feels though that Bravo is doing her dirty. She talks about how um, they are being more harder towards her than any of the other ladies in the group. She used an example of how they kept on calling Marlo her lapdog because Marlo was supporting her. And then she said something about how Cynthia has never been a lapdog when she was supporting Kenya on all her mess. So she's trying to say, like, she's not getting treated the same. In my opinion, I feel like she got a point there. So we'll see what happens with Nene in the show, and if she gets some more episodes and stuff like that. But like I said, Nene does have a YouTube channel if you want to get any more information about Nene and when she's gonna make her next appearance and how she feels about what's happening with Bravo. You can check that out. But I really do hope that they let her back on the show because I love Nene. I think she's a good person, and I love um, what she's doing now as far as seeing a life coach and trying to make herself better. I think Kenya needs to see a life coach because that trick is miserable. And I'm gonna say trick because I believe she being a mean girl and she deserved it. So I talked about Mike having a lot of girlfriends. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem later on. So yeah, and then Cynthia pretty much is pissed off at Kenya. She's ducking Kenya right now, actually. So she's actually really mad. So she's hiding, and Kenya and her husband had called Mike and was talking to Mike about a project that he was supposed to be supporting for Kenya's husband. And Cynthia basically was hiding in the background and was like, like, I don't want to talk to her. And Mike was like, what's going on? So Cynthia went on to explain all about that, and Mike was like confused as hell. Like, I don't keep up with all of that. Let's talk about Portia and Dennis for a minute. So Portia and Dennis are on their way to marriage counseling, and Dennis actually put a ring on it again, you know, and Portia, to me, is just not really thinking clearly. She's not really taking her time with him. I feel like this situation with her and Dennis, as far as getting engaged and having kids and things like that, I feel like it's happening very fast. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with them being on TV that makes it seem like it's fast, but it's happening fast to me. And in my opinion, if a man cheated on me I'm not going back to him unless I'm absolutely sure and trusting of him that he is there for me and only me. He's gonna have to actually do some definite proving before I jump into his arms again. And that's what Portia seems like. She just jumped into his arms blindly. They backed it together as soon as he pulled the ring back out. So I don't know. Dennis is doing a whole lot of apologizing. So he apologized to her friends when he put the ring back on, and then he had to sit down with her mom and sister and his mom, and did some more apologizing. So I think that maybe that's why Portia is trying to give him another chance, and they do have a kid together, but you know, still, mommy has to be taken care of, and mommy has to be good in order for the family to be good. So, you know, that's some things that she need to think about. They went to go see the counselor, and I love the look on the counselor's face. She just looked like, girl, I'm giving you the best advice I could possibly give you, and here you go, bringing this man back into my office. What did he do now? Portia started tearing up and could hardly get her words out when she was talking about when he put the ring back on it. And, you know, she's saying like things didn't feel right when the lights went off and they were in the bed together. Things didn't feel right, and she's feeling like she still can't trust him and stuff like that. And I'm thinking to myself like, girl, like that is your conscience talking to you. Listen to it. You know. She's saying things don't feel right and it probably ain't right. There was some things going on out there in the web saying that Dennis was unfaithful again. Didn't come up in this episode, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna come up, and he messes up again. It's crazy. After all of this apologizing, all the sprinkles of apology he has for everybody, and then he turns around, he does it again. I mean, the man don't make no sense. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna jump into Candy and Todd real quick. Episode started off where Candy and Todd was in their new baby that to be nursery, and the nursery looks gorgeous. Then I'm looking at it like that's a nursery. Like that looked like somebody master bedroom. Like it was so gorgeous. And Candy was talking about all these projects she has coming up about the baby coming and about how she's supposed to be doing a play, and Todd's like, don't even worry about it. Like, you got us. You got support. You good. And it should be very easy for Todd to support Candy because Candy is super successful, and it seemed like everything she touched turned to gold. So Todd has always been that super positive support system for Candy. I think that the role that Candy has coming up in a play, she has to have a love scene with somebody. So I think she has to like kiss somebody. So Todd was asking her about the role, and she just started laughing. She's like, "Well, it's an important role, But I believe that it was a trailer that came on, and Candy pretty much did tell Todd that she had to kiss somebody. So, but I didn't hear her telling him in the episode that she had to kiss somebody. But I'm thinking that's what it was because she did kind of laugh about it when he asked what the role was. So that's it for this episode. I'm going to be looking forward to the next episode. Thank y'all so much for watching my Ride or Die Squad. Deuces.